Well, the Stud Cattle Championship is well and truly underway with numbers back to their pre-COVID levels. And Arlie Felton-Taylor is on the ground with the man who makes it all possible.
Indeed, the man that makes it all possible, but the female who makes it all possible in this case. We've been talking politics all day. I thought we'd go back to the paddock because there ain't no politics like stud breed politics. And
You'll
someone
love this,
whose
Arlie.
name is synonymous.
I've just yelled at Patrick Hutchinson about being pale, male and stale, and then I've had the audacity to call someone female who's male, so I'm just going to fall into this hole. That's okay. Back to you.
Please, look. Totally fine, Lindsay Douglas, totally fine. We have been galloping at this all day. But if you want a job done well, they say ask a busy person, and there's no busier person this Beef 2024 than Margaret Olive. She's in charge of the stud cattle here, and we've had the audacity to take her out of her site office for a short little moment to speak with us here on Beef TV. I wanted to talk to her about the numbers, but before we get to the sheer number of cattle that she's involved with and controlling, I wanted to talk to her a little bit about her history because the name Olive is synonymous with Beef Australia. Tell me a little bit about your involvement, Margaret Olive.
We started in 1988 with the first beef. And my family's been involved all the way through. So not me personally, but my brothers and my mother. And I've moved to Rocky, and since they needed help here, I decided to join up and join the club.
You've been in this position for the last two beefs, is that right?
Correct. That's correct, yes.
So tell me about the numbers. How many do we have here on ground?
On ground at the moment, we started with 1,556 animals that were nominated, yes.
Fantastic. A few less, obviously, trucking issues and indeed whatever happens in a vet sense and people just deciding perhaps that beast mightn't come, but you've got a lot of cattle to take care of. And I saw people in and out. Your responsibility doesn't end with bovines. You're in charge of a lot of humans too.
Absolutely. We have fantastic volunteer operation here at the moment, and I look after them. They look after my area when we have a shortfall, which is wonderful. But yes, we have people I've got a committee, a fantastic committee as well, and we look after them as well.
She's an absolute legend in this Beef Australia. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Margaret Olive, for having us and lending us just a little bit of your time. Margaret Olive, who's in charge of the stud beef cattle here. Back to you in the studio, Lindsay, but it was lucky to sneak a little chat with Margaret. That name's synonymous with the Brahman breed throughout Australia, as people know very well. Mrs. Maureen Olive, of course, sashed the first grand champion of beef way back when in 88, is that right? 1988. So what an incredible piece of history we have here at Beef Australia.
Beautiful family lineage, and Arlie Felton-Taylor there capturing all the action around the grounds. There's plenty of consternation about farm data these days when it's captured.